So I'm just going to pull up my notes for today and I'm going to dive right in it. Oh, my eyesight's so bad I can't read my own notes right now. Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Jennifer Quick with Soul Clarity Coaching, and this is Soul Chats, Wednesdays at 5. I'm so glad that you can join me, and whoever's watching this, even after the live is over, I hope you get whatever information you need, and please drop some comments. I'd love to hear from you. So first thing I'll get off the bat is please share my videos. Please share to everybody you know. The best thing you can do to help businesses right now is to actually share their promotions, recommend them, give them reviews, things like that. So try and help out the local businesses. They all need it right now. And that includes me. So like my video, subscribe to my channels, sign up to my, no, I got a free offer out right now on my Facebook page. I think it's on my business and on my personal, so you can check that out. There is a free little program I put together on manifesting. It's the 5 steps to manifesting, and it's also 5 challenges. There's a video of education, and there is a workbook that goes with it. They are not repeating the same material. The workbook does dig into some different information. They are free for signing up to my newsletter, which you also would like to do. Hopefully, if you have any interest in spirituality, please sign up. Am I live? I don't think I'm live. Now I'm live. Hello, Instagram. Nice to show up here. So I'm just going to, sorry, everybody on the rest of my platforms, I'm going to do a quick rewind and repeat what I was saying. Hi, I'm Jennifer Quick, and hi, everybody. I'm Jennifer Quick. I'm with Soul Clarity Coaching, and today is Wednesday, 5 o'clock, and it's Soul Chat time. Please, I was just saying, like my video, share it, please. Follow me on my social media and all of that. The best thing that you can do for businesses right now is to share, promote them, give them recommendations, help out locally, spread the word, buy local, and chat local. Okay, spread the love. There is on my Facebook page, both personal and business, there is a free program. Now I'm choking. Sorry, excuse me. There is a free program that I put together, and it's for anybody who signs up to my newsletter. It'll be sent to you. It's called the 5 Steps of Manifesting and the 5 Challenges. It is a little video workshop that I put together talking about manifesting and how it works and what we do to ourselves to stop it. And then there's also a workbook that goes with it. The workbook is not the same material as the video. It is different. It is meant to guide you through the process. Excuse me. And now I'm wishing I had brought water in here. So anyhow, there we go. So sign up to that. Take advantage of that. You also want to get onto my newsletter because I am in the process of doing some interesting things and building my own community and putting new and adventurous things in there, lining up my January for that. Some of you remember, some of you don't. Infinite Serenity Spa in Langley that I've been working with off and on for the last few years, and particularly this fall, they have decided to close their retail outlet. All the healers are still available, but they are not at that location anymore. So you'll want to follow them and follow me, please. I'm going to be doing almost everything online now. So, and I'm revamping and I'm creating a community because social media is making me nuts. So anyhow, so join my community when it comes out, sign up to my newsletter, get that gift on manifesting because this is big time manifesting energies right now. So what we want to do right now is, which is step 1, which is opening up the awareness and figuring out what it is that we're going to manifest in the new year. All right, we're just starting to lay the groundwork on that. So I invite you to do that. Just a heads up, I'm only taking 5 new appointments for now until the end of the year. So if anybody does want to come in for a Karuna Reiki or reading or something like that, you need to book it as soon as you can. Now I'm going to go with what I wanted to cover today. So a couple things I wanted to say about today. So when I sat down and I thought, okay, soul chat, what is it today? And my mind went completely blank. And so I pulled some cards. Then, of course, as I was pulling cards, some few other things came to my mind. So the first thing that came to my mind is this is a time of year that we have a tendency to give out donations. We donate our money all over the place, right? A little bit extra at the cashier. We buy cookies from the kids. We buy wrapping paper from somebody. We give them little small amounts. What I want to do is just heads up to people that another way of looking at donations, it's really important to give back in our communities. We build our communities from the people that live there, right? So donating, I'm a big believer in donating locally and building and making strong communities where we live. And there's a lot of people helping out at home is needed. So that aside, do what you want to do with your money. But what I wanted to point out is tax receipts. Donate to get a tax. Donate enough money to your local PAC at your school, right? Whatever schools in your neighborhood. Even if you don't have a child there, you can still walk into a school and you can still donate money and get a tax receipt. Your firemen, they're collecting money as well right now. They do a lot of good work. Children's Hospital, the food banks, the hospice societies, they do a lot for people. So these are all, there's so many more youth groups and things like that that need money. And this is the biggest time of year that they campaign to get that money. And so when you donate enough that you get a tax receipt. And the reason why I'm saying this, instead of sprinkling it out as you're walking around at different grocery stores or different retails or handing out here and there, get a tax receipt. And the reason for the tax receipt is because it is basically when you go and file your taxes and you have a tax receipt for the donation you give, you're very blatantly saying to the government, this is how I want my money spent. Because when it's money that you are writing off that you're not paying to the government, you're choosing where it goes. You're taking responsibility for a little bit more responsibility for where your money is going. Hi. So obviously we still pay our taxes and everything, but tax receipts with our donations is saying, this is where I want my money spent. All right, so that's just a different way of looking at it. It's also stepping into taking responsibility for our money, which is really important if we want to build more money in our lives. We can't make money with ignoring money, and we need to take responsibility for money. And this is just another way. Choose to donate to the organizations that touch your heart. I personally donate pretty regularly to the Critter Care in Langley. I promote them when I can. I love their work. I've been to them. They rescue wildlife and rehabilitate them and get them back out into wildlife. And these are usually wildlife that has been hurt by human intervention. So I've seen their work. It's amazing. And you can go online and you can see videos of the animals and stuff like that. So think about donating to them. And they've got a really, really cute program right now where you can buy gifts for the bears and for the beavers and the otters and all sorts of different animals and everything. So go check that out. Critter Care in Langley. And that's what I want to say about donations. So anyhow, I consulted my cards to find out what I wanted to chat about tonight. So the cards pulled up to me. They've talked about opening up our throat chakras and standing in our truth, in our authenticity, particularly as we move into the holidays, because a lot of our programs and beliefs that get triggered are triggered from our families, particularly in childhood. And then every Christmas we get back together with our families and our friends and that, and we put on a face and we don't stand in our authenticity. And what Spirit is saying is stand in your authenticity without fear. So when we are hesitant to say, now this could be big, some people it could be very big. It could be, coming out of the proverbial closet as to your sexual orientation or identity. It could be, some people are really actually lying about their careers. I was surprised at that when I discovered that people did that, but yes, they actually are lying about the careers. I know a tattoo artist who actually wears everything, covers her body entirely up when she goes to visit her parents because she doesn't want them to know that she's a tattoo artist, which is crazy, but that's the life she's living. There's all sorts of things like that. And most of us, it's just sort of not saying what our political views are, or not saying what is truly in our heart, or even standing up and having a voice and just saying, you know what, talking like that is not acceptable. I don't want to hear it. And I don't want to go down the social berating. I don't want to, often there's one family member that everybody kind of picks on or whatever. This type of stuff. Like, don't stand in that. We all know what happens. We see it happen. Stop doing it. Stand in your authenticity. Stand in your truth and don't allow it to happen. Okay. Now, why are we afraid to stand in our truth? Why are we afraid to say what we truly think or believe, or what, hide things about our life? It's because we have fear of persecution. Human history is so full of persecution for going against the group, the community. And in history, we needed the group, the community, the family, the unit that we were part of in order to be survival. We don't really have that concern anymore. All right. We're not reliant on coming together as a small group to fight the elements and to raise the food and everything. We have so much infrastructure. That's not as big a deal as it used to be. So we have actually a lot more freedom to stand in our truth and our authenticity, but we have this history from humanity that, it's not safe to have a different spiritual belief. It's not safe to have a different political view. It's not safe to even just have a different view on a subject, because you can be ostracized. And in the last 3 years, a lot of that has been up on the surface, right? A lot of accusations around. People are very sensitive, all of that. It's time for us to get past a little bit of this. And when we feel ourselves holding back and not wanting to stand in our authenticity, we need to, if we can take a step back and go, is this a mirror of something from human history? If it is an element from human history, where, like, I'm afraid to say, light workers go through this a lot, right? They're afraid to say that they're into spirituality, into herbalism, into alternative eating, anything like that. It's a big deal. And I know I've experienced this myself, to come out and say this in different groups, because it's not normal. You're seen as a radical and they don't want to be around you. Okay. You get ostracized. Well, good luck, right? Which has been burned at the stake forever. With mothers who healed their children out of the grass in their yard, herbs, right, were burned at the stake as being a witch. These are all things in human history that are in our psyche. And so when we hold ourselves back, that's why we're holding ourselves back. It's the fear of the persecution. So if there's a mirror in why you're holding yourself back, look internally, and there's a mirror and it's in human history. Identify it. Once it's identified, then we turn it to spirit and we say, Spirit, release the pain and suffering, remove the trauma and the drama. I embrace the wisdom. That's my favorite line. Remove the trauma and the drama, embrace the wisdom. That's what we need to do with all of our transformations that we want to do. And that can be very, very freeing. So if you're having trouble standing in authenticity, or you're hesitant to speak your truth, look and see if you feel this persecution from human history, and then hand it over to spirit and they'll take care of it. The cards were also telling me that to talk about boundaries. Boundaries are a big thing right now. This isn't about making a big wall between you and somebody else. Or making a wall around you to keep the rest of the world from you. This is, again, goes back to standing in our truth and our authenticity. Boundaries just means we know who we are. We're clearly identified as who we are, and we're okay with it. And that's what we're saying to the world, is we're okay with who we are. So boundaries, when we feel, anger is a sign that our boundaries are being crossed. Sadness is often a feeling of loss, which can be about loss in boundary or a shift in the boundaries or something like that. Not so much. Anger is the big one that really shows it. Fear is another one. Fear is that we're afraid to stand in our authenticity. So boundaries, Look at who is disrespecting you, or look at where you are disrespecting yourself. Where are you not standing in your truth? That's probably a boundary violation that we are making of our own doing, right? And when we aren't respecting our own identity and our own boundaries, you can better believe somebody else in our life is doing the same thing. And it's usually our families, right? They're really good at mirroring back to us what we're doing to ourselves. So really look at where our boundaries are. We want to be accepting and allowing people into our lives, but at the same time, they don't need to take over our lives. They don't need to take over our responsibility for who we are. We want to stand in authenticity of our vibration that we are aligned to, that is right for us, right? And that's okay. We can accept theirs. They need to accept ours too. That's a healthy boundary. And that's what we want to really pay attention to right now. The other thing, another part of this that was coming up is replacing what was lost and pursuing back on task and pursuing persistent drive. So this is actually, again, setting us up for the new year in this manifesting period that we're just entering into. Um, there has been so much change over the last few years, and so many of us have lost so much. We've lost, some of us have lost jobs and homes and communities. Some of us have lost social. We've lost friends. There's been a lot of death. So we've lost literally loved ones, not just disassociation from these things, but we've actually flat out lost them. They are losses in our lives. Our lives have been transformed a lot, and for the most part, unwillingly. It wasn't like we woke up and said, I'm going to change my life. No, it was kind of got smacked down and life changed for us. And it's continuing to change at a very rapid pace. So there is a sense of loss. And what they're telling us now is to kind of regroup, take some time right now. And again, this is stepping into that manifestation, that first step, which is awareness, becoming aware of what is possible, becoming aware of what we actually want for ourselves. All right. So, getting a focus on that. And then we're going to be moving into some energies where we keep going back, keeping ourselves on task, keeping ourselves focused on where we're going, what we're creating in our world, because we are creating a new world for ourselves, right? We've decided what timelines we're going to go on. We've talked about that in previous videos. So this is all about getting back to that. And it was actually saying prosperity as well. So prosperity came up, which is really good because prosperity is actually a bit of a concern. I'm going to do a bit of I think I'll probably do a predictions video because it's the first year I really feel confident myself to do it. But I'm just going to hint here a little bit. Prosperity going into the new year, it's going to be interesting. As we've seen, there's a lot of people that are making a lot of money, but the majority of people are not. There's a very big division. It's funny. Every time I turn on the TV, I feel like I'm being gaslit when they're telling me that the economy is doing so great. And, people are making profits, economy is doing good, stock market's doing good. And I'm going, how can that be when I'm driving down the street and I'm seeing all these empty businesses that are closing down, and I'm talking to people that have lost their jobs and all of this, and there's so much chaos going out, and I'm seeing the homeless. The homeless is just incredible how many people are homeless, and the drug addictions and the overdoses. And back up, what's out there. There's a lot going on, and they're telling us, oh no, we're doing great. And so you feel gaslit. I feel gaslit when I'm going, but that doesn't match what I'm seeing when I'm listening to the news. So prosperity going into the future, there are big, big, big changes happening. This winter is not a time, and I mean, most financial advisors are telling you, rein it in, keep it under control, because we're not in a stable place yet. Prosperity will come as we stand in our authenticity, as we heal our past, and we stand in the light of who we really are. That's when prosperity starts coming into us. And so the more, and light workers, which are spiritual people who are watching this video, that means you. That means the more you stand in your truth and your authenticity, and you start taking action from that authenticity, if that vibration that you want to, it's going to start coming to us. There's a curve that's starting to happen. Come spring, there's a big pivot that's going to start happening in the spring. So we'll watch for that. But so there is prosperity out there for us, but maybe being a little bit conscious of it right now on being responsible for our money, being in touch with our money, being connected with our money, and being authentic in what service we're giving the world. That's where our prosperity is going to come from. When we have, and then the final thing actually that came with the cards was to watch our busyness. Are we busy for the sake of being busy? Are we distracting ourselves? Are we overcommitting out of obligations and things like that? I've talked about this before. We never want to operate out of obligation because that will just create more obligation and make us busy for more reason, right? Are we busy because we're avoiding something in our lives? That's a very common thing for us to do. So look at what it is that you're doing and be a little cautious over how much you're taking on. Don't overcommit yourself. It's okay to say, I'm just not up to it. Okay. There's a lot more awareness around mental health and self-preservation about our mental health and being able what we can handle and what we can't handle. And as much as you want to see everybody and participate in every party and every event that's going on, it's okay to say, I really want to be there, but I don't think I can. I'm not up to it. All right. And watch what you're committing to. Make sure you're not stretching yourself too thin, wearing yourself down. This is also when we get sick. We need to make sure we're nourishing our bodies in a very healthy way right now. So that's kind of my talk for tonight. I'm going to leave it at that. The last thing I'm going to say is yes, we are in a busy time, lots of stuff going on, a lot of action going on, and our immune systems, there's a lot, it's cold and flu season. Plain and simple, it's cold and flu season. And every time you go to a party and you stick your hand in the chip bowl, you're spreading germs. Every hug, every kiss, every whatever, right? Spreading germs. My biggest favorite germ fighter for anybody who's fighting off their colds and stuff, fresh lemon, fresh ginger, grind that to like shred that ginger up, soak it in hot water, and drink that 3 or 4 times a day. Rich in high vitamin C and a lot of antiviral and antibacterial qualities in that drink. It'll help keep you up on your feet real fast. That's my go-to. I see a couple comments. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the video. About a barn that yeah, always talk nicely to ourselves, right? If we can't be our own best friend, then how can we be anybody else's best friend? Can't be there for ourselves. How do we be there for anybody else? It does start at home, right? Love starts at home. Love starts right here in the heart. Oh, see, I did have things to say, right? And once I get talking, I can't stop talking. I want to say that I did my last workshop at the spa, Infinite Serenity, here on Sunday, and I did my last cacao as well. And it was a really powerful weekend. The Sacred Heart Activation Workshop, where Spirit comes in, activates the DNA in our bodies because that is upgrading, and opens up the heart so that we have a bigger understanding of how the heart vibration works. Spirit speaks to us through our heart first. There's more information going from our heart to our head than there is in any other part of our body. So the heart is really, really important. It was an amazing workshop. And it's funny, no matter how often I teach it, I get something out of it. And so, yes, I am going to be teaching it again. I'll be teaching it online, and I am going to be offering it in the new year. I'm going to do another New Year's special with it. So it won't be quite as inexpensive as it was last weekend, but it's still going to be a pretty good price. Keep your eyes open for that. And that's coming. And again, that'll circle me back. I'm not sure if you remember, but I said like my videos, share them. And there's an offer on my Facebook page that if you sign up to my newsletter from that link on my Facebook page, you will receive a program that I put together on 5 steps to manifesting and 5 challenges. Those 5 challenges are the reason why we don't manifest our dreams, right? So it's a video workshop that is there, and then there's also a workbook that goes with it. And the workbook is not the same information as the video. The workbook is actually designed to really dig in and help you through the manifesting process. It's not designed just to repeat the video like some programs. This is a really good one. I love this program and I love sharing it. So I hope you sign up and get that. Love you all. I'm going to sign off for the night. I'll see you next Wednesday. I will continue to do this. And like I said, I've got 5 spots left between now and the new year. If anybody would like a reading or to come in and see me for Karuna Reiki, and that would be great. Love you all. Mwah. Have a great week. Have a great rest of the week and a great weekend. Bye. I do this. And how do I do this?